So recently attended the 4th Motorcycle Vagabond Rally in Oklahoma, and this is my 3rd rally, and I got a chance to talk to several people about living on their motorcycle and how and why, and a little bit of the techniques that they use. Thought it was pretty interesting, and I hope to do more, but this is the youngest person I have met so far living on a motorcycle. I hope you enjoy his interview.
Hey, so I'm Garrett Peterson. I live on my 1990 FXR Lowrider Sport. I went on the road about 3.5 months ago, in the process of selling the rest of my shit off and really doing it. So basics about my bike: it's, like I said, 1990 Lowrider Sport. It has an FXR-T fairing. It's got panniers, tusk panniers that I built the brackets for, so they're quick release. Pretty standard Evo with a 9 to 5 pistons, EV27 cam, Ultima 6-speed. Other than that, it's mostly stock.
What are these monkey bars on the front?
Oh, just crash bars. I try to crash a lot, and I don't. That's the problem. I haven't tested them yet. This year, I bought this bike with 31,000 miles, and right under 20,000 miles this year. Started out the year with a lot of breakdowns, as always. I lost a motor. I lost some parts of my transmission. I broke a primary chain. I've been through a couple of clutch baskets, 2 ignition modules, basically all the bearings in the front end. I basically break down professionally, but I can fix it.
There's always a lawnmower shop nearby.
There's always a lawnmower shop, exactly. Harley's a glorified lawnmower. I started this year in Casper. I went up, or in Casper, Wyoming, where I'm originally from. I went up to Montana, Idaho, down to Colorado, kind of around that area. Went over, touched the West Coast. Stayed there for about a week. Started heading east. I went all the way to Maine, so I went Portland to Portland for one event, and I ended up going on a 6-week chopper event, kind of not show, but campouts and little stuff like that, a race, and worked my way down the East Coast, and now I'm back here in Oklahoma. That's where I'm at, and about ready to head in. I'm gonna go back to Wyoming this winter, get some of my stuff sorted out, get my house sold, make some money, and head back out on the road as early as I can next year. So we're shooting for March. Yeah, about March, April, sometime. Gonna hang out in the West for a bit, then go back, ride the East Coast around the same time, do those same event tours because they were a blast.
So your goal is to live the life of what?
I don't know. I just don't like working.
Yeah.
No, I got tired with normal society. Wasn't happy working 40, 50 hours a week. I ended up getting laid off from what I was doing, and that's kind of what kicked this whole process out. I'm a heavy diesel mechanic by nature. I was working at a cat dealership building haul truck engines and that sort of stuff. Got laid off. Kind of decided that I didn't really want to go back to doing that kind of stuff. I don't think the pay's there. I don't think the pay's adequate in most of the trade jobs right now. So the more you sit there and get paid not what you should, the more they don't pay you enough. I mean, so I from there on out, I just kind of started working towards building this bike and getting it on the road.
So you've got enough money to exist for a while?
About a week. Yeah. So I'm
handy with a gun?
Yes. I have ways.
Yeah, okay.
No, I'm pretty much dry from this year. I was trying to stretch it as long as I could. I'm fairly comfortable being broke, so I'm not too worried about it. But I need to get back to Wyoming, and then from Wyoming I can get a job. So
your camp setup, you said you came from a hammock, but you're not
yes.
camping anymore.
I'm in a tarp. So originally, when I first started traveling on a motorcycle, I was on a KLR 650, 2018. I did the Continental Divide and the Pacific Coast Highway, and I was using a tarp-based camping method. So I had a tarp, pad, sleeping bag, pretty simple. Wasn't good, it wasn't nice, but it worked. I was using a blue and gray tarp. They kind of suck.
You're talking about like just a Walmart tarp.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I didn't have any money.
Okay.
I did that whole trip, including the bike and all the gear on it, for $5,000. So that was 9,000 miles. So it was a super low budget method.
No, wait, you bought the bike.
Bought the bike, outfitted the bike, and did the trip for $5,000.
What did the trip cost you?
$1,400.
Okay.
So I paid $1,100 for the bike. Had pretty much all of my gear was used.
Right.
I went through and it was a KLR 650. I did what I wanted to. So lift links, like a Top Gun spring. It had a progressive front end with valves. Pretty basic, but crash bars, make it safe, and took that out on the road. So I had about $3,600 into the whole bike and all the gear on it. And so that was a super low budget setup.
How long was your trip?
How long was my trip? It was 10,000. 10,000 miles, 9,000 miles, 31 days. So yeah, so Mexico to Canada, over, and then all the way back down to Mexico. And then I did San Diego to Casper. So that was kind of my first big trip. And that was a lot of fun. That kind of got me hooked on motorcycles.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when was that?
That was 2018.
So you went and bought
2018,
you
yeah.
bought a 2018 KLR
No.
in 2018.
No, I bought a 2005 KLR
Oh, okay.
for $1,000 in 2018.
Got it.
And yeah,
All right.
and that thing's beat. I mean, that bike is definitely pretty used up.
Still running.
Still runs great.
Can't kill him.
No, you can't kill them. I mean, the clutch doesn't want to do wheelies in second gear anymore, but it'll still do them in first, and that's what matters.
This is not a Walmart tarp, dude.
Oh no, not anymore. I started on a Walmart tarp, but I went to a hammock tarp.
Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah, this isn't an expensive tarp either. This is
Yeah, dude, you don't have to do all that shit.
make it somewhat.
Everybody gets the picture. So does this mostly keep the water out?
Oh, this will run pretty much completely dry.
Huh.
I close in the doors at night if it's gonna rain.
What about bugs?
I don't care. I get
Don't bother
bit
you.
by bugs. Yeah.
You're more of a man than I am.
No, it's never. I don't know. You get bit by mosquitoes. It's just part of it, and that's. I don't worry too much about spiders and snakes. So I normally set up corner to corner off my sissy bar. This is a 9x9, so it's about 12 feet diagonal. Then I wing it out and kind of tuck it back in on itself. So I have about 6 feet of width, 12 feet in length that will keep mostly dry, and I will keep me and all my gear completely dry as long as the wind's not coming in, as long as the wind's not changing direction while it's raining. Yeah. And but this is
very atypical for you.
this is very atypical. The wind down in Oklahoma here has been crazy and switching directions like every 30 minutes. And so I set up a basic A-frame tarp shelter, and it was catching a lot of wind. And so I closed in the ends, and that was good for a night. And then I went with the cable wire thing across the top, and that kept it.
I like it.
Kept it mostly sturdy. But it's just enough room for me to sleep. And
Yep.
all my gear is waterproof, so a lot of times I leave it outside anyway.
Okay.
But it's not fancy, but it packs down a lot
Hey,
smaller
man.
and a lot lighter than the tent.
Yeah, no shit. It's gonna be
Never
right
seen
out
it?
of a party. Go.
I'm gonna spill it, it's already open, but
It's the guy wheeling in front of the cops out here on the highway.
he's my hero.
I think it's supposed to go
It's all
faster.
foam.
It's supposed to go faster than that.
Yeah, I know, because it started spraying. I didn't get a good hole. Oh,
Did
It's
you
got a-
learn any lessons from this?
no. It's got a plastic wrap on it. I was sucking it through the plastic. God, that's...